time to react to the world.
Yeah. And today we have a video of a travel influencer that I've been following for a good year or two now. And he's really blowing up. So much so that CNBC is doing a feature on him.
Wow.
Yeah. Drew Binsky is his name. And I remember following him when I started to follow a number of travel influencers because we were thinking about doing this, more full time a couple of years ago. And this was back when I started following Nos and we eventually ended up meeting with him and became good friends. And Drew was one of the guys who does something very similar to Nos, which is make a travel video every day. And he travels the world like every day. And they've been inspiration for me on trying to figure out how do I make content every day? I mean, it's not easy.
Right. We're not even traveling.
We're not even traveling, and it's a lot of work. So that's the thing about what I really admire with these guys. And I'm really curious to, hear his story, what he shares. The video is titled, "The Travel Enthusiast Skipped a Corporate Job, but Still Makes a 6-Digit Figure." So he's making over $100,000 right now doing what he does, which is great. You make content every day, and within a year or two, boom, you're on a path of what he is doing. You can't just say it's work. His content is good. It's fun to watch. He's figured out a formula for him that works really, really well.
Right. I followed him a little bit too through you. So I'm thrilled to listen his story because I think his girlfriend or wife is a Filipina.
Yeah, his girlfriend is Filipino.
Yeah.
So I think his home base, actually, it's not in the Philippines. It's either in Vietnam or Thailand. So he has a small residence that he has there.
Oh, really?
And from there, he travels all over the place. Right now, he's in Africa. He's going through all these different countries. His goal is to literally travel all the countries in the world. That's a remarkably crazy goal because there's well over 150, I think maybe even close to 200 countries there. So he's getting through them, including some of the ones that are really dangerous to travel to. So I wanted to share this with you because if you don't follow him, he's got a real inspirational story. And I think it's important for us to watch it as a reminder of when you hustle and you do the things you love, big things can happen.
That's right. You will reach it.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do this.
And away we go.
I didn't think that it would blow up this much.
Because 2 years ago you were just
I didn't own a camera 2
teaching
years
English,
ago.
right?
Yeah. And then now I've had 500 million views, so it's pretty cool.
500 million views. 500 million.
I'm hanging out with Drew Binsky in Hong Kong. And yes, in less than 2 years, he's gone from an English teacher with a blog to becoming a popular video maker, reaching more than 500 million views across Facebook and YouTube. In 2018, he made more than $150,000 through ad revenue and brand deals. I'm even meeting his parents who were originally skeptical about their son ditching the traditional career path.
A double degree from a major university and he's running off to teach English.
Drew's already visited 163 countries, but he wants to visit every single one on the planet. And just like any parent, his too can worry.
So the last couple ones that he wants to hit, we'll have a debate on, I'm sure.
But I'm here to find out how this guy escaped a traditional job to get paid 6 figures, travel, and inspire millions in the process. Drew's strategy is to make one video per day for his several million fans that he's racked up. Today, he's doing an entire video on one of the world's cheapest Michelin-starred restaurants. And everything he's doing is on the fly. Nothing is pre-planned.
Behind us. No. Oh, like that. Oh, okay.
She's gonna put some.
Okay, gotta do what you gotta do, man.
So you're not doing a meetup in Hong Kong with your fans?
No, I decided against it. We just did a huge one in Manila. 250 people came on a rooftop, with the city around us and live food, live music.
He sometimes takes his work offline to do fan meetups, like this one he did recently in the Philippines. Throughout my afternoon with him, I'm amazed to see how many times he gets recognized by people on the streets, and the way people light up when they meet him.
What is it like to see that many people show up to see you?
It's cool. I don't really think of it in that context. I'm just doing my thing every day, but it's special when you have hundreds of people coming to see you. It's kind of like, I guess, a musician's going to play a show in whatever city, and then people come because they like their music. So it's something similar to that, I guess. But I don't know. I read the wave. So right now I'm shooting a video about the world's cheapest Michelin-star restaurant. And if you want to make a cameo, man, we just ordered a bunch of food.
And sure enough, I make a cameo.
So these are the famous barbecue pork buns.
He's sitting there awkwardly What do I do? What do I do here?
They were just served fresh off the press. Let's take a bite, man.
Drew's originally from Arizona, and he's quite outgoing. At lunch, he talks to the people next to us, and I even learn he speaks some Korean.
Hong Kong 에 좋아요? Hong Kong. It's your first time here?
He's an English teacher.
What does that have to do with being able to speak Korean?
He was able to teach and learn different languages.
You can't just overnight become a successful video maker or anything with any profession. If you're a golfer, you can't just wake up tomorrow and be on the PGA Tour. To be in front of the camera all the time, it takes a certain person because you always have to be showing your personality. This is a money shot, dude.
Drew started doing short videos on his Snapchat accounts before he transitioned to more professional, longer-form videos after his girlfriend brought him a video camera as a surprise.
Oh man, this is the life.
Wow. Was it in Hong Kong?
Mm-hmm. Traffic is crazy bad there.
This is the good life. Like hanging out of a tram in Hong Kong.
Things really took off for him, though, after he was able to take an organized trip to North Korea. His videos from that trip would rack up 10 million views, and that's when he pivoted to being a full-time video maker.
So every month is different. Like 1 month I can make 1 grand, and 1 month I can make 30 grand, and both of those months have happened before. So
You made 30 grand.
Yeah, through ads. So
Huge
if a video
difference.
goes crazy viral on Facebook, I can make 5 figures on one video, and I make 30 videos a month. So it's like gambling, right? But I never look at the money as a motivation or a drive to do what I do.
He also makes money through brand partnerships with companies like Booking.com and tourism boards including Germany, Jordan, and Fiji that are looking to use bloggers and influencers to promote tourism. Visiting every country in the world isn't easy. It costs a lot of money, but Drew has figured out ways to budget. And the US State Department has a number of countries listed as do not travel for US citizens. But Drew is on a mission to visit every country in the world, and that inevitably means some big risks.
Welcome to Iran!
He posted videos from a trip he took to Iran. Collectively, they gained more than 20 million views on his social media channels.
At first, it was hard to convince my mom and my parents that I'm going to do this full time. My mom's like, when are you coming back to get a corporate job, whatever? 'Cause I studied economics, so they think I should get a corporate background.
Every parent
corporate
wants
job.
your
But
son and
I think
daughter
I've
to get
proven
a
her
corporate
now.
job.
She watches all my videos, and I think she knows that this is what I want to do.
We're very traditional, so we send our kids to college, and then they get a degree, and then you expect them to work and hopefully come back to Arizona or wherever they end up, but never to live out of the country.
But while he's convinced them that this is a sustainable career path, now he just needs to convince them that he's going to finish his list of the remaining 40 countries he has left.
How do you feel when he travels to places like North Korea or Central Africa, Lebanon?
There's times as a parent that you're very nervous about where he's going. So the last couple ones that he wants to hit, we'll have a debate on, I'm sure. I don't know who will win the debate.
Pretty sure he's gonna win.
He's gonna go anyway.
Of course. He's not gonna get to every country but one. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do it all.
That's the problem. Yeah, it usually goes anyway.
Drew tells me that one of the most rewarding parts of his experience is exposing his parents to traveling outside of the US, which they didn't used to do before.
It is a
We're
commitment
starting to travel, which we've never
to
done
doing
before,
it.
outside the United States. So it's opened up our lives to different cultures, different foods, and different areas.
And now his parents accept the fact that his career path is anything but traditional.
Yeah, it's just amazing. The millennial generations maybe will figure out 5, 6, 10 years ago this didn't exist, and have millions of followers. I actually wake up every morning, the first thing I do is look for a Facebook video or an Instagram post. It's my favorite thing to do. When it doesn't happen, I go, what's going on? And I give them grief.
It's a great way to stay in touch with the family, right? They get to see him every single day.
But it's really cool.
It's kind of like a validation when I take them around and they see what I'm doing is like a real thing, like a real job. So yeah, definitely there's like an aha moment where I'm like, yeah, like I'm happy that they're seeing what I'm doing is real. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love CNBC now, actually. Their YouTube channel has a lot of these, mini documentaries, these feel-good stories, but it continues to keep it still connected towards like financial news, basically, right? So they cover different things like this, but with an interesting human story element to it. And so I've watched a number of their different videos. They also did one on BTS, which we saw, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, great story, CNBC.
Yeah. Yeah. See, now we know a little bit about him, seeing his family.
He shows his families in his videos when they come and visit him every now and then. But it's nice to actually have it all condensed down to like a good 6-minute segment to hear the story. Right? Because I think when you watch someone every day, you feel like you already know them and you hear little bits of a story told over the course of a year. But to hear how he's committed to this, which I think, again, is one of those things that I've been trying to hammer home even in our lives right now. Because I tend to be also very unstructured. We're very undisciplined. We can get up whenever we want, work whenever we want. But the one thing that I do have is drive. And I realized drive without this sort of daily output, especially if you're a creator, it almost feels like you're not motivated enough to realize like what the opportunity is. And the opportunity is in the content game is to create something every day. If you're on social media, if you're on YouTube, if you're not out there every day, you miss an opportunity to tell another story. And he's been committed to it every day.
Right.
I mean, to this day, I think he's still doing it, which I think even Nas doesn't do daily anymore because it's that grueling.
It is very, 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 very hard. Very hard just to, find that content. How are you going to make it entertaining?
So you tell me, Lulu, how is it that we can't do it when we're 2 people?
Right.
We should be able to do it. Right?
Right.
Well, we do our reaction channel now every day. I've committed to that, and I've done this now for 8 months. And during the hot season, which is like when one of these reality TV shows are on, there's a lot of talent that we want to cover. I could post up to like 3 videos a day. I think my record was 21 videos in a week, just cranking on them.
Right.
So at this point, I've made over 500 videos. But I would love to be able to carry that into something that allows us to leave this chair every now and then.
That's right.
What I do know is he spends good like 4 hours a day, every day editing.
To edit.
Exactly. So we need to up our game. It's as simple as that. There are no excuses left. Like if you're saying like we can't do this every day, we now have 2 great examples of Nas and Drew who do it and been able to grow to millions of followers and hundreds of millions of views in a year and a half. I mean, you think about it, you all, right? If you really want to get into this game, that's what it takes. And it requires work, but it requires work of doing something you love.
Yes.
Right? Make something you love and you can do it.
That's right. It's going to be hard in the beginning. That's what I'm also trying to learn through myself. That it is going to be hard. Nothing is easy if you want to reach your goal and if you want to become what you want to be. It's going to be a struggle, but just keep doing. Persistence is what you need. That's right,
exactly.
John? Never give up, no matter.
And the one thing I always want to say, like when you get into that mode, because she wants to give up all the time. It's too hard. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thinking. There is no training guide to just doing it. There is no, I got to learn how to just do it. Both these guys, and including me, because at this point I started up a couple companies, I've quit things and changed careers. Like who in their 40s, like myself, quits their job that paid more than actually what Drew made, more than double what Drew made, and decide like, I want to do the same thing he does right now because this is, an opportunity to tell stories, right? It's the belief that you can do it and stick to it. Not the, I don't know what I'm going to do next. Not the, it's too risky. It's too hard. None of those things crosses their minds when they go through this. It's just that all I know is tomorrow I got to make another video. And that's doable. That is manageable. If you can think of things on the next thing you got to do and then you wake up and you do it again. And you know what? In 2 years, you can have 500 million views. Anyone can. I'm telling you, anyone can do this.